Hi Task Nation. This week we're going to talk about sign number 4 in Rally, the halt, the sit, and the down. And tonight we have our newly minted utility dog, Lars. And he's going to be our assistant tonight. So put Lars into a down real quick. Stay. So with this sign, this is a stationary sign. So you guys are going to perform the exercise next to the sign or just slightly before the sign. You don't do it after the sign like we talked about last time. So in this sign we have the halt, which is the stop sign. We have the sit and we have the down. And a lot of people assume that this is halt, sit down, like sit down. But it's really halt and then a separate exercise of down. So how this sign is performed, you guys will heel up to the sign and perform the exercise. And I'll give you guys a quick little demo. We'll talk about some tips of how to teach this. Ready? Come on, you. Let's go. So with the sign, you guys heel up to the sign, dog sits, Lars down. And then you guys heel with the dog in the down. Lars strut. Good boy, buddy. Here. So, once again, this sign's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy. But one thing you want to make sure that your dog comes to a complete sit before you tell them to down. And you also want to make sure when you tell them to down that both their elbows are on the ground. Because if they're like if they cheat like someone else used to do when he was younger, right? Lars used to actually cock one of his elbows up. And he would be kind of like, I'm ready to go, and I would lose points for that. So, ready? Sit up. There you go. Lars down. So you want to make sure that the dog's elbows are both on the ground. And pause for a second too. Like you don't want the judge to think about what you're doing. Like if you didn't take long enough time, or if the dog didn't down. So then, yep, you heel out of the down. So this is where like reward placement comes in really, it comes in handy here, because if you guys are doing incorrect reward placement, you guys are going to get your dog to kind of creep in front of you, and then you're kind of stuck because you have to step over your dog. So with this, how to teach this, ready buddy? We have the cookie here, so the dog sits straight. Good boy. And then what you guys do, you guys down. And you guys make sure you reward your dog while they're in the down. You can either put the cookie on the floor, and so that way they're being rewarded in position. And so what you don't want to do, you want to like reward them while they're getting up, because the dog is going to think that they're getting rewarded for getting up. Hey buddy, Lars, down. Down. There you go. So if you guys reward with your right hand like we've talked about, what's going to happen, you're going to get some weird stuff. Lars, strap. Sit. Lars down. And so Lars is going to keep creeping in front of me. You don't want that. And if you have a dog too that also kind of downs in a weird position, what you guys can do, this. Ready? Down. And you can use your foot as a guide to keep them relatively straight. But you can't do that in the show ring. You can't move your feet. But you guys can use that as kind of like a tool to help them drop straight and then bring it back in. You can slowly fade that once they start to understand that they're being rewarded for down and being straight. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So sign number 4, the halt, sit down. Pretty straightforward. And if you guys have any questions, drop us an email, comment on Facebook. And yeah, so next week what we'll do, like Osha will be back. And we're going to talk about the turns. And so, and Lars is really happy once again to be showing you guys stuff. So, so anyway, hope you guys have a great night, have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week talking about turns. Thanks.